morning. How you doing? I am had a bit of a brainwave. How many of you love a rolled hem but hate having to actually faff about and do it? I've got you. I've got you a hack, and I think it's brilliant. Just, you know, if I do say so myself, for giving a beautiful, nice, crisp, straight edge. Yes, 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 yes. So today what we have got on the show, and good morning to everybody that has joined us. For those of you that have never been here before, I'm Natasha and this is Natasha Makes. And today we are making celebration tabley stuff. I don't think that celebrating should just be at Christmas, and I like to decorate a table more than once in the year. So there's a few things there, isn't there? It starts getting expensive if you have to have all your celebration stuff for every single event. So I just thought, what if we could create a timeless table setting that you can bring out for every single special occasion, or even just a Sunday lunch with the family, whatever it is. That meant that it didn't cost you the earth. You could use it throughout the year, not just on one day of the year. And then you've got it for birthdays, for family gatherings, for all those sorts of things. And you can take out as much of it or as little of it as you want whenever you need it. That was my thinking. And then with the scraps, the very, very, very precious scraps, we are going to make then Christmas decorations. These were inspired by, actually inspired by my boyfriend's mother. Now, she passed away before I ever met her. But when Josh and I had our first Christmas together, I kept unearthing these beautiful little Liberty Christmas decorations. Now, bearing in mind, at that stage, Josh wouldn't have had a clue what Liberty was. Don't take this the wrong way. He has learnt now. Now he knows. But then in those unenlightened years, he didn't know what Liberty, you know, he knew it was a shop, but he wouldn't have been able to show you or tell you or pick out necessarily Liberty fabrics per se. So when I start taking out all of his Christmas decorations, I'm like, why has he got so many Liberty, beautiful Liberty Christmas decorations? And it turns out that every year his mum would buy him and his brother a Liberty Christmas decoration and give it to him. And I just thought, what a lovely thing to pass on. So why don't we, with our scraps that we have left over from creating a table setting, keep that tradition alive? So my thoughts were, let's create per fat quarter, and you'll have lots of scraps left over, a place setting of a napkin ring, and then a little gift bag. So if you do favours or anything like that, rather than crackers, then you've got that as a thing. Because crackers we only have at Christmas, but if you have a little gift bag, then you can bring that out for parties, birthdays, whatever it is, Easter, whatever. Timeless Liberty fabrics in a set for each person. So it's from a collection, so that all ties in, but each one is separate so that everybody knows which is their setting. And then I thought, with the Christmas tree decorations, I've put a lot of thought into this, by the way. Where's it gone? It works in two ways. So you could either make each one slightly separate, slightly different. This also fits around the top of a wine glass. But I mean, check how wide your wine glass are. If you've got a bucket, then it might be slightly different. So you could always hang that around the wine glass or one of the glasses, and you could always put someone's initials in there, embroider initials or what have you on there, so that then they have their personalised place setting, which then becomes a Christmas tree decoration. Now I love these, and these are made from my leftover Liberty scraps. And I just thought, how pretty, what a lovely way to use up your leftovers. Simple, effective. Or if you're making to sell. If you're making to sell, then we've got that covered for you as well. So we've got for you beautiful new Liberty fabrics. And I wanted to do napkins, and we all had a rootle around of like what is the perfect napkin size. And Jane, who's worked in catering, was like, it needs to be this big. So we've gone with Jane's sizings on this because it only needs to be something that's going to be on your lap, tucked in, whatever. It doesn't need to be, you know, you go to the restaurants and they're massive and they fall on the floor and this, that and the other. This just needs to be a little something that you can just place on your lap. Perfect. And then we're going to do a napkin ring to match. So we'll have a napkin ring with this one. And then a little gift thing to go with it. I'd sort of started on this, but we'll take a step back, only because I'm doing this for my own home. let's not be funny about this. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's have a look at these Liberty fabrics. Anybody, by the way, and actually the fat quarter, oh no, it's here. Anybody that buys any of the new Liberty fabrics today, and the Liberty fabrics are there, along with my hammer and my sellotape, brilliant, will automatically go into a prize draw to win this. Let's show you this first of all. You've got 8 fat quarters here, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the colourway I didn't go for. So this came in 2 colourways. I went, unusually for me, for the mustard and blues, but there was a pastel-y, paley pink and blue one that I didn't go for this time. So this is the colourway that we don't have, and you stand a chance of winning that when you buy the colourway we do have. Now, we have very competitively priced this for you today, as I want this to be affordable for you. Okay, so these are the fabrics. This is the fat quarter bundle. You can buy all of these individually, by the way, but this is the fat quarter bundle. So if you want the fat quarter bundle, and we've put in there the Kona cotton that I had to get that goes with all of this. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Liberty fabrics there, and then your 8th one here you can use to bind, or if you're quilting, whatever, but it will do you 6 place settings plus 2 spare fat quarters. That's how that is set to go. So we have got, let's have a look at this one. This is your spring, oh, they don't really give them names, but here it is. This to me is Lazenby cotton. This is your spring flourish, and this is on your Lazenby cotton. So this is generally Liberty of 2 types of cotton. So you've got your cotton lawn, which is the really fine cotton that we use for dressmaking and things like that. And then a few years ago now, I was trying to think how long ago, it must be about 7, 8 years ago, they brought out, it might be more than that, you know, because time flies, isn't it? They brought out quilting weight cotton, and this is the Lazenby cotton. So here it is. I love this. This has got just the most beautiful, beautiful colours in there. So that is that. And then you've got your see, to call it a blender just feels wrong because it's lovely in its own right. This is your Dainty Meadow in this incredible gold colour, and I just love how they work together. And then keeping on those blues, we have got this. These are all made in Italy now, did you know? And this one is called Posy Haze. I might go a little close up actually for some of these for you today. Shall I do that? Because, oops, there we are. Can you see all that detailing in there? Jane was saying yesterday, when she was looking at these, like these are your iconic Liberties. I mean, if you look at those 3 that we've shown you so far, to see how beautifully they work together. Now you can buy them as a bundle. Your discount is on the bundle. Then you can grab those. That's your Kona cotton. And see how that is going to go with those. And then I did my first lot of napkins in that one, which I think is rather lovely. Jane just looked at it and went, ooh, I want to do all my binding and all of my sashing in that. And then this one, what's this one called? Tumbling Blooms. See, I think that's, for Liberty, that's quite masculine as well. And then we've got this as a little ditzy, but with that deep blue in there. This is Posy Haze in a different colourway. So we've got that lighter blue colourway, and then we've got this lovely sort of ochre and gold type one. And then we've got this one, which is your Wiltshire Shadow, which is what they consider to be sort of one of their blenders. But I just loved the blues in there. I just thought if somebody is going with those blues, then it's absolutely beautiful. So you've got 6 fat quarters from this brand new collection. Which are those? And then you've got the Wiltshire Shadow and the Kona Cotton. Oh, switchy, switchy, switchy. There we go. Yeah, so you've got the Wiltshire Shadow and the Kona Cotton there, which we bought to go with, and we think work really, really nicely. There we go. Put these back in I kind of like them in a, I like to have a little play with the order of things. There we go. Just think they're lovely. So that's today's show. Enjoy. Let's get to make, Half Meat Heavens. Let me show you Half Meat Heavens. So for those of you that are new to us, hello, hello, hello. And I've got other bargains actually to show you as well today. I completely forgot to mention these yesterday. We've got a little bit of a crazy bargain for you, and I don't think that we've got repeats of these. So they are all mystery fat quarter bundles. William Morris fat quarter bundles, half price. A pack of 4 should be $16.99. We've got them down to $8.99. $17.99 it should have been. $8.99 is what we've got. That's a metre of William Morris for $8.99. This is just an example of what you're going to get. But that is one of them. You might get this one. But like I say, they are all slightly different. And if you're buying more than one, I will ask the girls to open them up and make sure that you're getting as much variety as possible in there. It's a mixture of different collections, but it's all William Morris, and it's all rather, rather, rather lovely. So that is all set up and good to go for you. But yeah, that's a massive half price discount for you. While stocks last on those, when they're gone, they are gone. So $8.99 for 4 William Morris fat quarters. These are big UK ones, by the way, as well. So Half Metre Heavens. Let's check out our Half Metre Heavens. These go live tonight at midnight. We have got 2 of the Twinkle with terracotta. So we had these last week. This is, let me show you this. So we've taken the deep colour of the star. Can you see they're tiny, tiny, tiny stars? We had these fabrics on last week. We had them on a special deal where if you bought 4 half metres, you got the next lot of 4 half metres for £10. Which was insane, I do recognise that. Now, Emily Bell, we've got violet and we've put it with amethyst. So we're following on that Liberty theme here. Emily Bell is probably my favourite. We've done so much with Emily Bell in the past, but that is absolutely one of my favourites. And I love that it comes in all these different colours. So we've got Evening Sky there in your Emily Bell. I just think that's exquisite. you might want to buy these and have all your table settings done like that. 3.5 metre heavens would do you 6 place settings, possibly more actually. Yeah. Now this is your Chatham and Glyn. We don't really have a name for this yet, but I just know that Freddie absolutely loved it. Actually Josh did as well. There's just something, there's so much movement in there. We've never really stocked anything like this in terms of digitally printed fabrics, but we thought we'd give it a go because I know a lot of you are making for those boys at the moment. So without meaning to sound sexist or anything else, these are typically more male-like fabrics than pretty florals, to be honest. That was my attempt at being PC. Did you hear that, Gemma? I tried hard. Yeah, and then of course, if I find a fabric that Freddie likes, which are those two, then there's always going to be one following up that Emily likes. And here they are. So they are your 1/2 metre heavens for this week. Let's have a little look at how wide these are actually, because they're digital. Are they 44? No, they're wider. So these ones are a little bit wider. So they are, what, 56 inches, these digital ones, rather than 44. So it's slightly longer on this duo here. On the unicorns, still quilting weight, on your camo and on your, it's like an electric fire, isn't it? Or storms, electric storms. They are 56 inches as opposed to 44 inches wide. These are your standard quilting width, 44 inches. There we go. So just thought that's worth a mention. They go live at midnight tonight, and they are there available for you. Gemma's frantically messaging me. Don't know what she's saying. Should we find out? Shall we find out? Oh, YouTube. Morning, Natasha and everyone from very cold, damp morning in Northampton. Good morning, Sarah, to you. Cynthia says, greetings. Celebrate good times. Cheers. My daughter bought brand new dining room set for Christmas. I thought place settings would make a lovely gift for her. Perfect tutorial for today. Thank you, Cynthia. I think we should celebrate things more. It's very easy, isn't it, to just have another day. But then I'm the sort of person that will throw out a roast on a Tuesday night like I did last night because, you know, why should it just be for a Sunday? So, yeah, that's me. Oh, they're listed at 55 inches wide. I think that's 55 inches of usable. When I've just measured that there, Gemma, it would come up as 58, but 55 works. That's your usable, what have you. So anyway, they are bigger. They are a good 10 inches on from your normal standard ones. Okay, should we say hello to everybody on Facebook as well? I feel we've been a little bit tardy on that this morning. Just check my volume is down so I don't have to listen to myself again. Once is enough. Once is enough. Who have we got here this morning? We've got Jane, she's watching from the other room. Sue's here, good morning. Joy's here, Joe's here. Oh, happy birthday, Rosie. Officially an OAP today. How did that happen? Joe, I take it it's your birthday as well. Laura's here. Oh, Joy says, my lovely sister-in-law has given me a Natasha Makes gift voucher for Christmas. We do them. I don't know if people know this, but we do Natasha Makes gift vouchers. So if you are struggling, or if you have a relative that's struggling for you and you want to just suggest that, then you're good to go. That violet would be mine. Thank you. Are you arguing over the over the gorgeous Liberties? Oh, Anne slept in by 20 minutes today. Still trying to catch herself up. Morning, Sue. Morning, Helen. She's here today. We did wonder where you were on Monday, actually. Jennifer's here. Good morning. Oh, I hope you're okay. 12 days to go until we're off to Thailand. Oh yeah, so Laura, if any of you are away and you want things holding back, just pop a note in your order, and then Gemma highlights it and we put it to one side, and then you can still order and then not be worrying that it's been put somewhere. Lo, I take it that's your little Rosie that's 2 today. Happy birthday. And Sue, how is your grandchild coming along? Only one order to go and you're done. Well done, Lo. I know that. I know that Christmas order overload. It's quite exhausting. Right, let's get making then today, shall we? Because we've got quite a lot to cover. This will be available as a digital. We're trying to get the digitals up a little bit quicker. So from your fat quarter, cut yourself. So there is scope. If you want to go larger, then you can. I've gone for 13 inches, which will come down a little bit over 12 by the time that we've roll hemmed. If you've got an overlocker, simply overlock the edges. Like, let's not make life difficult, but I know there are going to be those people that go, I don't have an overlocker. Oh, it's on my list, but I don't have one yet. Right, rolled hems. You can roll it, press it, and then roll it again. And press it and then sew it down. That takes a bit of work and effort, and to get that straight is also quite tricky unless you have something like we do have actually some of our, I found them the other day, our Moti, where did I put it? Things like this make life easier, where you can fold and press and fold and press. That makes life easier. We've got some of the moddies. But if you don't have any of that, but you do have some of my quilters wash away tape, we're going to use that edge as our straight edge, and we're going to make life really, really easy. So we are going to place this approximately 1/8 of an inch away from that top line. Okay, so if you've been a bit wobbly with your cutting, again, it's not going to be the end of the world here, okay, because we're going to have that straight line from that tape, because the tape doesn't bend. And so we fold it over, and because we haven't gone a full 1/2 inch, anything less than 1/2 inch is going to work here. Okay, we're just going to stroke that edge over there, which is going to give us a nice straight edge. And then we've got a little bit of adhesive still showing, so we then fold using the edge of that tape as that guide. Okay, and then you're going to give that a little press. Excuse my things here drying. I'm going to give that a little press over here. So then we don't have to pin or anything else because we've got a little bit of adhesion there. Is this not genius? It's like, well, this is perfect. There will be those of you that have rolled hem feet. Perfect, use them. But for those of you that don't, or don't know where you put them, if you do want rolled hem feet, we do have a set left. Got one set left. But I'm not, yeah, I don't know where I put mine. But how easy is that? Come on, switchy, switchy, switchy. There we go. Here to make life easy. Perfect. So we go again. And again, it's anywhere between 1/8 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, but not up to a full quarter. Look how easy that was, right? It's got to be done. So again, just stroke that seam over. And again, if this bit isn't entirely straight, don't panic. But there's no reason for it not to be. Look, that is folding over a dream. And then we go again. And if you sort of roll it back on itself, then the tape kind of stops. and you know give that a little press. So what does the pressing do? So all the pressing, the pressing is activating the glue even more fully in that quilter's wash away tape. So if you ever get to your tape and it's cold weather and it doesn't feel like it's doing its thing enough, just run an iron over your fabric, warm the fabric, and then put your tape on, and it just activates that glue in that tape a little bit further. But of course, the first time you wash your napkins, it's a wash away tape. It's going to wash out. No one's going to ever know your little secret trick. Perfect, right? I am quite proud, not gonna lie, quite proud of myself for this. So that's where we are at with that. We have got, oh no, I don't want that right on the edge. What am I doing? So the instructions for today will show you this little technique and how to do it. It also has a template in it for, I say a template, for the napkin ring. It's more just to curve your edges. I've got a natty thing. I'll show you my natty thing for curving the edges with for leather and cork, and I do have some coming in, so watch out for those on your Friday deals. They haven't arrived yet, so they won't be in this Friday's, but I do have some on their way. Again, give it a little press. We're going to have such beautiful crisp napkins here. Again, sewing down those edges. And you want to top stitch close to that folded edge, especially if you went, you know, proper scant 1/8 of an inch. Just to make sure, no, that one, there we are. Sounds like such a basic thing, doesn't it, a napkin? But for me, the thought of roll hemming all of these would have been just like, no, you're right, thanks. This I can manage. This is easy. And again, in your classic Liberty, means that every time you want to celebrate, you've got an absolutely iconic fabric to celebrate with. And because Liberty doesn't really go out of fashion, it'll be one of those ones that everybody will remember, your family will remember. It's creating those memories, isn't it? Could even be handed down later on. There we go. Let's give that another little blast with the iron. How neat are they? I am actually proud of myself for that, because that would be something that I just would dread doing. I really would. And then you can fold them. Jane and I were talking about ways in which we used to, because we both used to work in catering when we were young whippersnappers. we're saying you could fold it like that, in which case you are going to need a napkin ring. So with your napkin rings, when you cut your 13 inches for your napkin, you're then going to cut a strip 6.5 inches. Okay, and that will be enough to cut out for your little gift bag. Okay. So these will be lined and matched. And I just thought these would be the perfect ones for those of you that managed to get the rhinestone. Can you see? If you manage to get the little rhinestone rivets, then I've popped those in. So each one would have a different rhinestone rivet to go with. But it's all lined in beautiful Liberty fabrics. Yeah, that 6.5 inch strip. I hope these are dry now. I've been edge coating stuff. I'm trying lots of different mediums to see which will work. Which will work. Oh yeah, that's my other napkin. Not that I'm clearly just, doing this for myself. That's fine. What did I do with it? Haha. Here we go. So, just to demonstrate, take your fabrics and we are going to take a strip of cork. I've used gold sparkle cork because this is my celebration table. You can use any kind of cork, doesn't matter. Or the other thing that you can use, by the way, because we've got it and I haven't mentioned it yet and I'm quite limited on it, gold sparkle PU. This is, I think they call it antique gold. But yeah, you could be using this instead of your cork. You could be using this. I've used it on my little thingamajiggies, Christmas trees as they're otherwise known, but you could be. So if you are using this as your Christmas table, but you want to go like classy Christmas, glitter, Liberty, done. So you don't have to use cork if you don't want to use cork. If you've had enough of my cork, how very dare you, because I love my cork. But yeah, you could equally be having rather razzly-dazzly there we go. Right. Old gold. Sorry, I stand corrected. Well, I mean, antique is old, right? But that's your old gold. Available by the half metre there. Right. So, when you've got your strip, you will have enough to put on your templates, draw around, cut out. Okay? So you'll have space enough for that. And then I have gone ahead and cut that out already because that would take me a bit of time and I'm trying to do quite a few different demos today and I've edged it over there. So we'll get to that in a minute. You can get the Mylar by itself if you just want to have the Mylar templates. You can get the instructions and the templates, or you can get the celebration instructions. They'll have a photocopy of that in the back, or you can buy it with the template. So all the ways to get your template. Now, 1.5 inch strip here. This is what I've got coming up for you in the next few weeks. And it's these. So these are really for cutting leather, belt ends, curving. I think they're fabulous for curving bag ends and getting that professional finish on those. And they come in a kit with all the sizes. that you could ever possibly want. Now, I bought these for myself ages ago. And then, yeah, you've got all these different sizes. These will be in a Friday deal soon. But what I didn't have was this. Now we've got these coming. So they will be a bundle with all of these edging tools. And then you line up your edges. And then you hammer the heck out of that. Both ends. For those of you that don't have one of these yet, and they are on their way, what I have got is a template to show you. If you're someone that doesn't like to hammer, the other thing that you can do on this is just use it as a curve edge. So you don't have to hammer all the way through if you don't want. You can just use it as a guide and draw around. And if you want to do that, then that's absolutely fine, because you can then simply cut that away and it's done. But this will save your work surfaces when they come. You need to get your own hammer. Okay. But like I say, you're going to have to look out for Friday deals. They haven't arrived yet, so it'll probably be next week's Friday deals, but they are on order. So then we're going to fold those over. Again, you can use the template on the back of your pattern for this, just for the placement of the holes. But it's pretty much in the middle there. If you want to put, I was thinking this earlier, if you want to put your snap, you might just want to put a rivet. You might just want to put a really pretty rivet there and not have it so that it can be opened and shut at all. You can do that. I'm putting snaps in so that I can fold it around and snap it shut. And that's my thing. Edge coat it first. And when it's edge coated, then you are all good to then add in. Only if you want to edge coat, right? You don't have to edge coat. But I did get in early and edge coat. Just because. So snaps are a go-go. But I just wanted to find a way that we could make our table decorations quickly, because by the time that we get to December, time is of the essence, isn't it? So, like I say, you could just put a rivet in there and have it so that it's always a napkin ring and it can't be undone. But for me, I think that looks rather lovely. And if you want to then poke your knife and fork into there, then you can. You've kind of got like a cutlery roll then, haven't you? Or if you want to put them in your wine glass, then you can. But as we're going around the table, you can see it's all starting to look rather lovely. So we've got that. That's quick and easy as well. And then draw around, mark off those, clip, 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 so you've got all the holes. If you're going to edge coat it, edge coat it. This is the order in which I then put everything together. And I wanted to show you this because if you were someone that got the sparkly gems, there is just a couple of things that I would say on that. Oh, what colour? Let's go a deeper orangey colour, shall we? and that is when you come to insert, so that you don't damage your rhinestone, pop a little bit of fabric or something in there just to protect it. Okay, that's it really. I mean, that's not rocket science, is it? Let's see if I've got a little bit here. Just something to protect that. Where are the backs of it? Ah, I've lost the backs. Right, well, we'll go with normal gold ones then, shall we? Because I can't find what I've done with the backs. So normal gold ones work just as well. Here. With your little tiddly tiny rivets. So you want kind of a 6mm-ish, 6-7mm, or 7x8mm ones. That kind of size. You don't want to have massive ones, because it just overpowers the bag. When I first started making these, I didn't know that there was all different sizes of rivets in this, that and the other. I've really had to learn that. Oh, I've put that in really badly. I felt it move off the bit as I did it. I can write that later. What I have for when a rivet goes wrong is, we were saying about this the other day with snaps, with your plastic snaps, your staple removers, you can use those. Let's sit that on there. I don't want to put my normal hammer. There we go, it's done the job. So I've got that, and we've got that glittery edge on there because I've been experimenting. We'll get there. And then, so handling first. This is the order. This is for sure, this is the order. And then your snaps. And then the side ones. There's no sewing, unless you want to sew around the edge, which you can, you absolutely can. Then you don't have to sew this at all. It's funny, isn't it? Buying a kit that had the tools the right size has just made all the difference for me, because I'm not having to constantly try and find the right head for the right tool. They're all right. There we go. So we've got those, and then we've got these sides here. Pop the large one in first, and then bring those sides in. Pop them in with a rivet. Now, I'm going to put that rivet round through the other way so that it's easier to hammer. Might be easier to hammer, but can I find those holes? No, I can't. There we go. Oh, So back one first, forward, and then the beauty of the double cap rivet is that it clicks and it holds it in place. And then pop that there. And that's that in place. So I've gone this way. If you've got your assorted size rivet bundle, then I've gone for the next one up. So I used the smallest ones on the handles, and then I've gone for the next size up. Not necessarily in length, but just in the size of the rivet head. Just because it's holding three things together there, so I want it to be nice and durable. And of course it's cork, so it's malleable. We can move it around as much as we need to, and that's absolutely fine. And there you have one very, very sweet Liberty little gift bag. I tend to tuck those. Whoops, I do need to put a bigger one on that one. Yeah, no, I need a bigger one. I take that back. Go for the larger headed size. Don't go for the very smallest ones. Go for these bigger ones, because otherwise they'll just come out. Luckily, we have all the sizes in all the world, so that's very good. Watch me put this in for a third time, you lucky things. But it's worth getting it right, isn't it? So there you go. If you have the kits, don't go for the smallest one. To be fair, with the other ones I used the there we go. I'd use the rhinestone one, so I hadn't actually tried it at all. But there you go. That is, let's pop it on here so you can see. That's your little gift bag. And it's just that little detail of having that Liberty under the handle. Perfect. We can throw those ones away. I think we've done all the riveting that we need to today. That goes in that kit. That goes in that kit. Right. So we have got, for each place setting, napkin ring, napkin, and then a matching bag. That's perfect. And then let's have a go at these Christmas trees. Okay, so we're going to use these with our scraps. So let's have a look at what scraps I have got left over here. Now, when I was playing, I did full width of fabric. You don't need that. Let's just take a handful of these. I do like the Wiltshire shadow on there. Let's use that one maybe as well. So you're going to cut them to the same length. And yeah, go right sides together on both of those and sew down one of the edges. Let's do that, shall we? Whoop. From sewing strips, I don't care, my edge is on. Now on the website for these, we have got little gem toppers, but again, you could use your rhinestone. You could use your rhinestones if you wanted. Just pressing that seam to one side. You could use, we've got some beautiful, they're due in today and they haven't arrived actually in time for the show, but you can see the photo of them on the website. Beautiful little coconut shell buttons in stars, which is my personal favourite. But like I say, they didn't arrive for the show. So we've got some blingy, how have I managed to absolutely, oh there we go. So then these can go right sides together, and let's sew those. So you can make as many. I thought these would look really nice as a garland. But yeah, the stars are really sweet, really sweet. So set that seam, and again, knocking that edge back there. And then strip of cork. You can do this the full length. I'm just going to do a very quick version, and then you heat and bond. Heat and bond, always so essential for all these things. Heat and bond on there. Oh, it's New Log Friday for Derbyshire Dye. Oh, happy days. That's it doesn't get much more Christmassy. Hey, look, Derbyshire Dye. You could do nice little thing of bunting with your Christmas trees, like Christmas tree bunting, garland. That's the one. There are lots of ways to make garlands, aren't there? I rather like it. Right, now, this is the magical bit, okay? Because, oh, no, before we start that, you can either use, by the way, you can use, if you've got cotton, if you've got lovely threads and whatnot, or if you've got ribbons, then you can do that. But actually, what I used in the end was this to give me some nice, there we go, some nice thread. So I cut it at 1/4 of an inch, bit scant 1/4 of an inch on here. Where's my big ruler? My big ruler. Move all these out the way. So this works an absolute treat. So all you're going to do is take this to the machine, and on that seam line, or just underneath it if you want, whatever, just place that little strip of glitter and sew it down. That's it. Trim all back later. If you want to butt it up against the seam line, then do. If you want to cover the seam line, then do. But it's just going to give us that little bit of razzle dazzle. Oh, I like the idea of a bit of razzle dazzle. Who doesn't, eh? And I did it on each seam line. It doesn't have to be particularly straight because you're going to be chopping these up, so you're not going to, again, just make life easier on yourself. So then we're going to measure across the top. I'll do this from this side where you can see. So on one side we measure in 1.5 inches, and then from the bottom, and then we carry on. So initially 1.5 inches, and then we measure in increments from there. Spin it, and from the same side start, but measure in 3 inches. So you don't do the 1.5 inches, you do the 3 inches straight away. Which then means that we go from the edge to the 1.5 inches and down to the 3 inch. And then we're just going to zigzag across. And before you know it, you have used the tiniest amount of scraps and got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Christmas trees. So again, if you're making for Christmas fairs, to be able to sell a Liberty decoration, perfect. My pinking shear to give the effect of the tree. But what a great scrap busting make. Oh, Jane, did Whiz have a little special Lewis and Irene bundle for me as well? Oh, yes, she has. I don't know how much this came in at. Gemma and Izzy were sorting this. But I did have a Christmas fabric. So if you're, if Christmas is on a budget this year, or Liberty's not your thing, maybe Lewis and Irene is, then I did have a fat quarter bundle of Lewis and Irene. So you've got a couple of sparkle fabrics there, and then you've got the blue that's in the lighter blue that's in here, and then you've got all of those fabrics. They're the same, just in different colourways, and then you've got your 3 complementary colours. So again, a really cost-effective way. I think that ended up coming in at $11.99 or something.
Lizzie says it's behind
you. It's behind you. Oh, in her very best panto voice. I'd found it, Jane. I found it. Yeah. I can't remember how much we put it up for, but I know that it's a very nice price. So, all of a sudden, we've got 5 of these. There's lots of ways now to play. So you could just cut yourself sort of a little inch square or whatever, and you can sew that on to be, oh, actually now Gemma's messaging me, 'cause she'll know. 5 fat quarter bundle, 2 Lewis and Irene, 2 sparkle blender, 1 plain. We went bonkers, just $9.99. Did we? Wow, we really did, didn't we? Yeah, so you can you can cut yourself a little square or whatnot of fabric and stitch that on to be the base of your tree. But what I found, now we had these on the show the other week, these little handmade tags I just thought looked lovely as the base. So you can sew that on, and then your button at the top, or if you want to do a rivet, then you can, and then you could, in fact, shall I show you? Because we all know how to sew on a button, right? There it is. And these are the pearl, they're the pearl 16-inch pearl buttons that we've got. Where? Here we go. Yeah, if you want to do a rivet. Then you can pop your ribbon through there. Or if you're one of these people that wants it to hang. Then you can put that through your rivet hole. Coax it through a little bit or make a bigger hole. I reckon a pin will help me with that. Come on. There you go. So you can do your hangy bit like that, and then, yeah, of course you can. You can go in with a nice sparkly top to your tree. Oh, I've got all sorts in here. Go with the blue one. Oh, hang on. I've got a packet of even bigger sparkles. Haha. Did not see this set. Well, that's good because they've got the backs with them as well. That's helpful. Oh yeah, like that. So whatever you've got in your stash, whether you've got beautiful buttons like we've used, whether you've got rivets and you want to use rivets, because that's nice and easy, and then you don't have to sew on the top, hand stitch anything if you don't want to, then that's also fine. No one is judging you there. Just remember, if you are riveting that into place, just to pop a little something down to protect as you bang in your rivet, because you know that would be sad, wouldn't it? So you do have your options there. Like I say, if you want to, you can just sew that across. If you want to just stitch that in place and have that as your tree, then it's entirely up to you. That's way more cost effective, but if you're going all out beautiful and you want to use up your tags, then you can. You've got those. If you want everyone to know that they are handmade, then go for that. It's up to you. That is today's make. Well, makes, really. That's the crazy thing. We've done lots of makes today, haven't we? Which is rather fab. So we have, just to recap, we have made Christmas tree decorations. We have made napkins, Liberty napkin holders, and then we've made a little gift bag to go with. It's not a bad gift, is it? You could have that at each place setting, and that would be really rather lovely. So that's today's make. Have fun with it. Make and gift. I'm going to give these in the little teacher gifts, I think, as well this year. So yeah, it's just something a little bit different, isn't it? So there you go, everybody. Take care. I will see you next week. Remember, Friday deals, we've got lots of goodies in our Friday deals. Half Me to Heavens, they go live at midnight. Remember those William Morris $8.99 4 fat quarter bundle, which is just ridiculous. All designer William Morris fabrics. If you're buying multiples of those, we'll make sure that you don't get repeats. Yeah, and of course the brand new Liberty today. You can't say fairer than that. So thank you ever so much for joining us. Please, if you've enjoyed the show, give us a little like and a share. Helps spread the word and all the Christmas joy. But take care. Thank you very much for your company, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.